It is Thursday night, and I am in McNear Hall, where our physics lab is. And I want to show you guys the idea I had for a fluid physics activity that we could do right here in the building using part of the building's own facilities as a sort of miniature fluid physics experiment. And I actually thought about doing this as a lab for this week, until I got the idea that it would actually make a nice little quiz to ask you to come up with the lab that we could do using this equipment. So I'm just using my phone here to record this video. I'm going to try to keep it short so I don't use up all the memory on my phone. I don't have a selfie stick or anything, so I'm trying to record, keep myself in frame. So this is the stairway down at the end of the hall near the parking lot. And if you look in the stairway, what you see are these pipes. In the corner of the stairway, there's a pipe that goes all the way up to the ceiling and all the way down to the floor. And these are the pipes that feed the sprinkler system. If there's a fire, the sprinkler system that comes out of the ceiling. You can see that they're labeled. There's little tags on them from the fire department, from the inspections, to make sure everything works carefully. But if you look at the top of the pipe, I actually brought a step ladder so we can climb up here. If you look at the pipe, there is actually a pressure gauge that shows you the pressure of the water in this pipe. It's actually, you can, I hope, see that it's labeled in PSI, pounds per square inch, which is not a unit we talked about because we use the metric system. A lot of places in the US still use pounds and inches, so pounds per square inch is a pressure unit, and also bar, which is a unit of pressure that we did talk about. And hopefully you can read that and see. I can't flip my phone while I'm holding it. Hopefully you can see there that pressure gauge enough to at least kind of read it. And there's one of these on every floor. If we go down to the second floor, this same pipe filled with water has a pressure gauge on every floor so that the fire department can inspect these pipes and know that there's enough pressure in the pipe to provide pressure to the sprinkler system, to provide enough water flow to put out a fire. So here's the pipe on the second floor. There's that pressure gauge. If we climb up, we can take a look at that pressure gauge. And again, in PSI and in bar, we can read the pressure off that gauge. And you may notice, if you paid attention to what the reading was in the first gauge, you may notice something different about the reading on the second floor. And we can then go all the way down to the first floor. The lights just went out. I'm here late at night, so the lights in the building are going out on me. If we go down to the first floor, we can look at the pressure gauge on the same pipe. Remember, these are pipes that are all connected to one another. So this is one system of water that goes from the first floor all the way up to the third floor. There's the pipe that goes up through the ceiling, connected to the pipe we just looked at. And if we climb up, we can take a look at the pressure gauge here on the first floor, and we can maybe note what the pressure is here on the first floor as well. So here's the question. What law of physics, or what physical principle, or what equation could we verify by comparing the pressure on the first floor, the second floor, and the third floor? It's now completely dark. They've turned out all the lights in the building. The campus police are driving by. They're probably going to come by and see what I'm up to in here late at night. What physical principle could we verify by comparing the pressure on the first floor, the second floor, and the third floor? And what other things would we have to measure in order to verify the equation, whatever equation you think that we should be testing? Okay, so the idea is you will sort of write up a lab procedure, or at least answer some questions that, if we put them all together, would constitute a lab procedure that would allow us to use that system of fire sprinkler pipes in order to do a physics lab that would allow us to test some law of physics. So that's what you'll be asked to do. I will post this video up to Canvas on Friday night probably. I will post the questions up on Saturday, and I will I'll put the lab, I'll make the quiz open from around Saturday at noon can strap my phone around Saturday at noon until nighttime on Monday. That's RBC time, obviously. So you'll have a couple of days to work on it. I'll probably have it open for 2 hours. It shouldn't take you more than a half an hour, I don't think, to answer these questions. Okay, so that's the quiz. It's not going to be worth a lot of points. It's not like an exam. It's just a little 20-point quiz. But I thought it was a nice way to have you answer some questions about fluid physics that are a little more practical and maybe a little less contrived the way physics textbook problems sometimes are. Okay, so I got that in just over 5 minutes. I will go ahead and stop that, and I'll put this up on a canvas, and this is all the instruction you should need to do the quiz. And the quiz questions will be more specific and ask you very specific questions about what you'll need to measure, what procedure you would have, so what you would, could you make a graph, what would the graph look like, stuff like that. Okay, so that's it.